Good morning. It is Thursday and we're still social distancing. So that means Gilda's Club is happy to be back with Angela Swanson for another meditation practice. These are offered every week at 11:30 a.m. as long as we continue to remain virtual at Gilda's Club. And we do have a crowd joining us via Zoom. The benefit if you join us via Zoom, and the link to sign up for that for future sessions is in the comments here. But the benefit is everybody can see Angela directly. She can see them if they're participating via Zoom. And then once we end the live broadcast, we actually open up the screen so everybody can interact for a couple of minutes here at the end. So that way we do still have the engagement component that we all know and love about Gilda's Club. So I will go ahead and turn things over to Angela.
Ooh. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Kelly. And thank you everyone that's here today. Welcome to our meditation time. I'm Angela Swanson. I'm your local meditation teacher. And I would like to just invite you to find a comfortable place to sit. That's just our first order of business. So when we meditate, we don't have to sit any special way. As I like to make sure that everyone knows it's always about your comfort first. So I'll do a little introduction and we'll do a little talking, and then I'll lead you through a guided meditation practice. And this is suitable for all levels of experience. So don't feel like you can't do this if you've never done this before. And keep an open mind if you have meditated before or have other experiences, because this is just a brand new day, a brand new moment. And every time you come to a practice like this with a beginner's mind, that's really where you invite all of the wonderful benefits of meditation to sort of nest within you and take root. So I invite you to get comfortable, come with your open heart and your beginner's mind, and we'll get started here in a second. So today, before we begin, I know a lot of people struggle with making a home for anger within their psychology and within their bodies. And anger can be very devastating, a very devastating thing. And it's really important that you honor your anger, knowing that when you do feel angry, you do feel triggered, that's not an invitation to push that emotion, that complication away. That it is in fact a moment for you to put out the welcome mat for the whatever feelings that you're experiencing. And anger is some of the most difficult emotions and feelings to sit with. So I'm not telling you this is an easy thing to do, but the secret to anger and allowing that to move through you is that you have to acknowledge it instead of ignoring it. So whatever you tend to ignore and push away from you because it's uncomfortable is just going to become a little monster. And by monster, I just mean it's just going to try to get your attention in any other way possible. So it's like a little child that's throwing a tantrum and you're ignoring the tantrum. It'll just, be more devious and more clever to find different ways to get your attention. So and putting the welcome mat out for whatever discomfort you're feeling, whatever complex emotion you're feeling, is really a helpful thing to do. Mindfulness and meditation really help us with that. First of all, we can separate the emotion from us, knowing that no matter how we're feeling, that the feeling is not who we are. We don't have to identify with the emotion. We can notice it and experience it, but we don't have to be engulfed by it. Having that space between our ego or our personality or how we're identifying, having a space between who we are, who we know ourselves to be, and the difficult, complex emotion or situation is really where we find the capacity to be present to it. So that's really good to know. I'm not this emotion. This is not me. It's just something I'm experiencing. It's something I'm feeling, and it's what's happening right now, meaning 5 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now, a month from now, it will be different. So it means that everything changes. So especially with difficult emotions like anger, anxiety is another one that people really struggle with. When you're in the heat of that moment and it's really affecting you physiologically, mentally, emotionally, that to remind yourself, this is how I'm feeling right now. You can kind of tack on it to the end of that mental conversation you're having with yourself right now, to remind yourself that it's going to shift, it's going to move, it's going to change. But the only way, the best way to let that happen is to just be able to hold space and be present with whatever it is you're experiencing. So I invite you to think about that as far as what happens when you meditate. So when we sit and meditate, we're practicing the skill of being present to whatever arises. We could have a meditation that's very thought filled, meaning our mind is very active. We could have a meditation that's very silent and blissful and yummy. And that's just another type of experience to have. One's not right and one's not wrong. They're both perfect. As long as you're sitting with the intention to meditate and you're doing the practice properly, then whatever arises is really none of your business. So it's a way to practice in meditation, especially because when you sort of quiet the body or rest the body, relax the body, the mind will, you'll sort of open up a space for yourself to notice what's actually going on in the moment. So many times as we're just walking through the day, we're distracted by every other thing. And we really lose connection to what is happening in the brain and what's present for us in this very moment. And that's why, when emotions arise, they're acute and they poke you and they're pointy and they hurt and they're sharp because they're getting your attention. They're actually, invitations to come back to the present moment. There's not a very pleasant invitation, but an invitation it is. So let's be more intentional about our meditation practice, and know that we're exercising that muscle to be present with whatever is arising. And in meditation, sometimes difficult emotions arise. Sometimes the tears need to flow. Sometimes we feel some sadness or grief coming out of nowhere. And this is good. This is a purification process that we don't want to resist. We don't want to try to change it. We just want to be present to it. And this is a kindness. This is a kindness that we're doing for ourselves. This is this is you being kind to you. This is giving yourself a chance to give yourself loving attention as you would a child that you love, a friend that you love, a partner that you love, a parent that you love, a pet that you love. You know how it feels to show love and kindness and soothing somebody that you care about who needs you. And you can do that for yourself, and meditation is a really wonderful way to practice that. So when we're in meditation, we have a focus, and the focus is either, it could be the breath, it could be the sensations in the body, it could be a mantra that you're repeating to yourself, it could be something you're looking at, although we'll be doing ours eyes closed. And that is your focus. So whenever you are wandering away or wandering off the focus, find yourself lost in emotions or lost in thought or even distracted by sounds in the room, the practice is to notice when you've wandered away, notice when you've been pulled away, and then gently return your attention back to whatever the focus is. And that is your only job in meditation. That's your only job. So if you find yourself trying to do something other than that, maybe you're trying to concentrate, or you're trying to stop your brain from thinking, or you're trying to understand what that emotion means, or you're trying to remember how to do meditation. This is all stuff you're not supposed to be doing in meditation. You're supposed to be doing a lot of nothing in meditation. So your only job in meditation is to know when you're off of your focus and then choose to gently bring your attention back to the focus. So this is an exercise in being. So you can remind yourself of that every time you sit to meditate, is just gently remind yourself, okay, this is a time for me to practice being. I'm not going to practice doing, because I'm doing that the other hours of my day. This is my time to practice being with whatever arises and just seeing what happens, being open about that, being curious about that. And by curious, I just mean noticing, just being a noticer, an observer of whatever is arising, rather than the figure outer or the problem solver. There'll be time for that later. So we're going to practice the muscle of just being present. And I need to make sure my ringer's off on my phone real quick. I apologize. There we go. So I invite you to, again, check in with your body, make sure you're sitting comfortably, and I will guide us through a meditation together. And you're invited to close your eyes. And if you're not comfortable with that, or you want to practice with meditating with your eyes half capped, that's also fine too. If you're one that tends to fall asleep and you want to prevent yourself from falling asleep, you can just gaze maybe a few feet in front of you with your eyes half open. Sometimes that helps those who tend to fall asleep. So I will ring the bell to get started. I'll also ring the bell again when we're finished. And closing our eyes now, if that feels good to you, or keeping them half capped. Just going to bring our attention to the sounds in the room, noticing what there is in our environment that we're hearing. Noticing the sounds outside the room as well. Sounds are not a barrier to our practice. We simply invite them to be part of the experience. And noticing your feet on the floor or folded beneath you. Feeling connected and grounded to the earth, knowing that you're safe. Locating your body in this room, in this place and time. And knowing that for right now, there's nothing that we need to do or figure out, no problems to solve. That we can sweep off the stage of our mind for now, letting all of the lists, all of the things that we need to tend to, let them be waiting for us when we return. But for now, we're simply practicing being. And we'll bring our mind into our body through the breath, feeling the subtle sensations of our breath in and out of the nose. Turning inward, letting the breath be our anchor. And just simply noticing our breath, not trying to breathe any special way. Breathing in and out of the nose if that's doable. Noticing how it feels. Beginning at the inhale, just place your attention at the very beginning of your inhale, the genesis of your inhale. Paying particular attention to when that inhale arises. And then following the breath all the way to the end of the exhale. And following one cycle of breath at a time. And when the mind wanders, we just notice that it's done so. And with gentle, loving kindness, we just shuttle the breath, shuttle the awareness back to the breath. Just an easy, gentle motion. And the breath being our anchor, we can allow whatever thoughts want to arise to arise. They come and go like clouds in the sky. And we can just sit beneath them and watch as they do that. And now let's draw the breath down into the belly. Inhaling, we feel the belly expand a bit. Exhaling, we feel it contract. Just deepening the breath a little bit. And noticing how the body feels when we do that. Very good. And let's shift our attention to the top of the head. We'll give ourselves a little bath of awareness, letting the warmth of our attention soothe and soften our muscles as we scan down the body, starting at the forehead, sensing the forehead muscles and letting them soften, the eyes relaxed, the temples soft, and the cheeks, the mouth and the tongue softening. The jaw relaxed, and the whole back of the head softening down to the back of the neck and the front of the neck. Feeling our whole face and head and neck release. And moving across the back of our shoulders, feeling a warm massage of our attention, scanning down to the back, middle back, and the lower back. Down to the tailbone. Feeling our tailbone where it's connected to the seat. Our back feeling warm, strong. And coming up to the front of the shoulders. Scanning across the front of the shoulders and down the arms. Feeling a warmth or perhaps a light around our elbows, softening our forearms, around the wrists, into the hands, and out the fingers. Just feeling where your hands are touching the fabric of your clothing or the chair. Just noticing that connection. And then bringing your attention up to the heart center. And this great big heart of yours. We'll rest here for a few moments and let our awareness just be a lock that opens the heart. You can imagine the heart expanding, opening within you, knowing that there is no boundary to the heart. The energy of the heart can expand beyond the boundary limits of your body. The energy fills up the very room that you're sitting in and the home that you're living in and all the people in your life can feel the loving energy of your heart, whether they know what it is or not. That your heart is a force. Let's rest here for a moment and just feel into the qualities of your heart. What name would you give the qualities of your heart? Perhaps love, peace, joy, compassion, forgiveness, whatever rings true for you. Just feel into that for a moment. And knowing that in this interconnected web that we are all a part of, that we in fact are connected right now. The energy of our heart commingling, connected, that we are always connected to the source of love, that we are love. And it's just our awareness that may be getting in the way, that we've blocked that awareness or letting the mind talk us out of it, or we've just forgotten momentarily, but we always know it in our soul that this is true. So let's continue to scan down the belly, letting our awareness move down to the abdomen and relaxing the muscles there, continuing to let the body deeply rest, feeling the hip bones, feeling the strength of your hip bones supporting you, and moving down into the thighs, these thighs that take you places. Massaging the knees with your awareness and moving down the calves, the shins, around your ankles, into your feet and out your toes. Now just open up your awareness into the whole of your body from the inside out, into a wordless place, experiencing the sensations of your body. Just noticing what sensations there are, feeling them, not describing or explaining, but feeling in to the sensations of your body, whatever it is. Being curious about that. Very good. And we'll move our attention back into our heart center. And from here, we're going to extend some loving kindness to ourselves and to another person. So with your attention resting in your heart, imagine yourself looking at your own face in your mind's eye and saying to yourself, may you be happy. May you be safe. May you be free from suffering. May you be loved. And you can change the language to say, may I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free from suffering. May I know love. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free from suffering. May I know love. And just take that in for a moment, feeling what that feels like in your body, with an open heart to give yourself loving kindness. And now let's bring to mind someone we perhaps struggle with, someone who gets under our skin or we have a hard time relating to. And just bring that person's face to mind if you can. And with your open heart, extend the same loving kindness to this person by saying, may you be happy. May you be safe. May you be free of suffering. May you know love. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be free from suffering. May you know love. Looking into their eyes if you can, from your heart, saying, may you be happy. May you be safe. May you be free from suffering. May you know love. And let us sit in stillness for a few moments with our eyes closed, being with whatever is arising. Knowing that you are squarely grounded, forever planted in the security and safety of your own heart. You can always return there if you need to feel that connection to love, peace, joy, compassion, forgiveness. And knowing that it's okay to extend loving kindness to yourself. And even extend it to yourself first. You can do that. Before we open our eyes, let's bring to mind a positive word. Feeling into our body, feel a positive word. What does that feel like? What is your body feeling like? What is your experience right now? What are you experiencing? Make sure it's a positive word. Just let the first word that comes to mind be the word. And as we open our eyes, we will carry that word with us into the day. And also carry a bit of the spaciousness with us as well. This rich spaciousness that's always within us. We'll bring it into our day. And I'll go ahead and ring the bell, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes, but take your time, there's no rush.
Back to our conscious awareness, I just want to go ahead and say thank you again to Angela. You might not be aware of this, but Angela is actually not staff at Gilda's, no matter how much of a staple she's become over these past several months, it seems. She volunteers her time, so we are very gracious and blessed that she is with us from week to week and has been since March, doing these virtual meditation practices. So with that, I will go ahead and end the live broadcast, and we will see everybody live next week.